Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata 376. As you may remember, Bhishma was getting surrounded. Chapter 15, the fall of Bhishma. Suddenly Bhishma became disgusted with the war and the long chain of killing. He became disgusted with himself and his cruelty towards the innocent army. He spoke to Yudhishthira, "My child, I have lost all desire to live. Please make haste and grant me release from this body. It will please me so much if you hasten it." Bhishma continued to fight. Yudhishthira asked his brothers to make Shikhandi face Bhishma once again. Arjuna knew that the most difficult task lay ahead now. He had to keep the entire Kaurava army away from the chariot of Bhishma. All the men were around Bhishma. Arjuna fought as he had never fought before. He had to rout Ashwatthama, the Trigartas, the brothers of the king, Shalya, and so many others, led by Krupa and Drona. Bhima and his dear Satyaki, Drishtadyumna, and Abhimanyu were there. All of them fought desperately and began to scatter the crowd around Bhishma's chariot. There was a moment when the neighborhood of the silver chariot was empty. It was just a moment. Krishna saw it and said, "Arjuna, it's clear that the moment has come. We must hurry to the presence of Bhishma with Shikhandi." They went fast. The other Pandava heroes surrounded the chariot of Bhishma. Drishtadyumna, Satyaki, and the young Abhimanyu were stationed to ward off the approach of the Kaurava warriors. Drona had been caught up in the rear of the army. Shikhandi faced Bhishma. Arjuna was just behind Shikhandi. Bhishma saw them all there. Bhishma saw the 5 sons of Pandu, the children whom Dhritarashtra had wronged ever since they were born. He looked at the noble Yudhishthira, who preferred 5 small villages to this war. He saw Bhima with his body thin and weak because of the many years of exile. He saw the motherless children, Nakula and Sahadeva. In his mind's eye, Bhishma saw Kunti with her sad eyes. He thought of all the sufferings of these 6 and of Draupadi, the daughter of fire. He thought of the scene in the court of Hastinapura 14 years ago, when Draupadi came to him and said, "You are the eldest and the wisest here. How can you allow this injustice? Can you not speak a word in my defense?" Bhishma thought of himself and his indifferent attitude. Finally, he looked at the chariot of Arjuna and at the charioteer Krishna. Bhishma spoke to himself. "I can kill all these men in no time, but for the fact that they're protected by Krishna, the Lord of the universe. I have no right to think of the death of the Pandavas. I have caused enough havoc in their army. I have cleared the debt I owed to Duryodhana. I'm sick of killing." Bhishma thought of the day when he brought Satyavati to his father in his chariot. His father said, "I grant you a boon. You can hold death at arm's length. You can die when you please." Bhishma now turned his eyes on Amba. He thought of the day when she looked at him with her eyes full of pleading and said, "You took me by my right hand and placed me in your chariot. You are, therefore, my husband. Please accept me. Do not ruin my womanhood." Bhishma spoke to himself. "I can die when I please. I've decided I want to die. I will welcome death now, at this very moment." The gods who had assembled in the sky heard his inner voice. They seemed to say, "Your decision is right, Devavrata. You are doing right." There suddenly blew the sweetest breeze on Bhishma. It was like the tender caress of his mother's hands. It seemed to say, "Come, my child, come, my son. You're tired. Turn your face away from the war. I will take you with me. I will cool your limbs in the waters of the heavenly Ganga. I will comfort you. Come." Sadguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.